Mandate voyaging towards excellence, part second. As I climbed the stair of my hostel room, my plan was ready in my mind. Normally, most of those who are educated in vernacular language, such as Marathi, think in Marathi. Before speaking in English, translate it in English. Somehow try to speak those translated English sentences in extremely awkward fashion. Whenever the writer was on the stair of his hostel room, his mind was thinking that the vernacular language means Marathi language or mother tongue language, Marathi to Marathi. And he was speaking in Marathi, but actually he was not expert in speaking English language. Somehow he tried out to translate into English language. Extremely it was awkward in fashion. जेव्हा लेखक आपल्या जिन्यावरच्या मजल्यावरती उभा राहतो, टेरेसवरती उभा राहतो आणि त्यावेळी त्याच्या मनामध्ये विचार येतात की व्हर्नाकुलर लँग्वेजमध्ये म्हणजेच मदर टंग लँग्वेज जे आहे, मातृभाषामधून मातृभाषामध्ये कसं बोलावं याचं हे वर्णन या ठिकाणी दिलेलं आहे. पण पण प्रत्यक्षात तो मराठीमध्ये मराठी बोलतो, कारण तो सोलापुरी आहे. पण प्रत्यक्षात मात्र ज्यावेळेला मराठीचं रूपांतर इंग्रजीमध्ये करायला जातो, त्यावेळेला मात्र या बाबी त्याला अशा दिसून येतात की याचं ट्रान्सलेशन लेखकाला येऊ शकत नाही. आणि त्यावेळेला ती जी कंडिशन आहे ती एक वेगळ्या प्रकारची, मनाला अवघडणार अशी कंडिशन या ठिकाणी त्याने या पॅरेग्राफमध्ये सांगितलेली आहे. आय हॅड डिसाइडेड दॅट हाऊ वुड डू नथिंग ऑफ दिस सॉर्ट. आय वॉन्टेड टू अचीव द एक्सलन्स. दिस अर्ज to excel in anything that you tried to has been with a since childhood. Whether I would succeed in this or not, I always set my aim high. In case 2, I wanted to speak excellent, elegant, and fluent English. It was not possible to the writer to speak English fluently, but he tried his level best to speak English in a broken way, but he tried his level best to speak, not to stop, because he wanted to achieve the success in that language. So he was tried his level best. He wanted to speak excellent English, elegant English, or the fluent English. लेखक म्हणतो की मला जरी ती भाषा येत नसली तरी त्या भाषेवरती मला प्रभुत्व मिळवायचं आहे, त्या भाषेमधून मला बोलायचं आहे. म्हणून तो सुरुवातीच्या मोडक्या तोडक्या लँग्वेजमध्ये बोलतोय, परंतु एक ना एक दिवस आपल्याला याच्यामध्ये बोलता येईल ही मनोधारणा लेखकाच्या मनामध्ये तयार झालेली आहे. म्हणून लेखक म्हणतो मी एके दिवशी याच्यामध्ये चांगल्या प्रकारे बोलू शकतो, असं माझं मन मी तयार केलं आणि हळूहळू मी त्या दिशेनं वाटचाल करायला सुरुवात केली. The first thing I did was to start reading English newspaper and English novel. I studied etymology, phonetics, studied roots of the words and how to pronounce them, and I used to stand in front of the mirror and practice speaking, realizing my mistake and connecting them myself all time and improving day by day. The writer started reading newspapers every day. English novels he was reading, but his pronunciation whether right or wrong. How he had checked? The writer had checked his pronunciation whether right or wrong. He was standing in front of the mirror and uh, tried to understand the exact movement of his lips and whether he was pronouncing correct pronunciation or not. He is easily understand the exact mistake he had done at the time of the practicing the lesson and connecting them and improving himself after watching his self picture in the mirror. लेखक म्हणतो की मी माझ्या मनामध्ये जी काही मिस्टेक्स वाटत होत्या मला इंग्रजी भाषेविषयीच्या, ज्या चुका मला वाटत होत्या त्या मी दुरुस्त करण्याचा प्रयत्न केला. पण त्या कशा मी प्रयत्नाने केल्या तर मी पहिल्यांदा इंग्रजी वर्तमानपत्र वाचू लागलो. इंग्रजी वर्तमानपत्र वाचून मी माझ्यामधल्या चुका दुरुस्त करण्याचा प्रयत्न केला. त्यानंतर इंग्रजी कादंबऱ्या मी वाचल्या, यातूनही मला समाधान मिळालं नाही. मग लेखक म्हणतो मी माझ्या डोळ्यासमोर एक आरसा ठेवला आणि आरशामध्ये मी बोलू लागलो. त्यावेळेला माझ्या ओठांची हालचाल ही आहे ती मला जाणू लागली आणि मी कोणत्या प्रकारचं इंग्रजी बोलतोय, त्याच्यामध्ये उच्चारशास्त्राच्या काही चुका आहेत का, ह्या मला हळूहळू जमू लागल्या आणि कळू लागल्या आणि मग मी माझ्यामध्ये सुधारणा घडवण्याचा प्रयत्न केला. It took me about 9 to 10 months, by which time I started feeling quite confident about speaking in English at length with anybody. My fear had vanished and I started feeling at home in my hostel. In my future career, out of 32 years in information technology field, a chief executive of managing director of head software company with a thousand of software engineer worldwide. During that period, I had to give general presentation or negotiate many contracts with the CEO, director of VPS in US, UK, or Australia. Absolutely at easy at that time. It is only due to efforts of at IIT I could sign contract worth millions of dollars worldwide and also run large global software companies. The writer the writer had done the practice of speaking English language in 9 to 10 months continuously. And he was speaking those English language because he was the head of the information technology continuously 32 years. And that company's network was spread all over the world. For example, UK, Australia, and other countries. His network was spread all over the world, and so it is necessary to learn English language. And he had acquired this perfect knowledge of English language because he was a student of IIT and order to sign the contract, millions of the contract dollars worldwide because of the English language. Means he was slowly and steadily acquiring the perfect knowledge of English language, and so he was the best person in software companies. लेखा म्हणतो 9 ते 10 महिने मला गेले. मला 9 ते 10 महिने गेले इंग्रजी लँग्वेज शिकण्यासाठी. आणि यामध्ये माझ्या असं लक्षात मला हळूहळू बोलायला येऊ लागलं. आणि हे बोलत असताना मी प्रॅक्टिसवरती खूप भर दिला, कारण मी 32 वर्ष सॉफ्टवेअर कंपनीचा मी मॅनेजिंग डिरेक्टर होतो. त्यामुळे मला या गोष्टीची गरज होती. आणि माझ्या कंपनीचं जे नेटवर्क आहे ते जगामध्ये, UK मध्ये, ऑस्ट्रेलिया अशा वेगवेगळ्या देशामध्ये पसरलेलं होतं, विणलेलं होतं. आणि त्याच्या जोडीला माझ्याकडे जे IIT ट्रेनिंग होतं याच्यामुळं मला हळूहळू जमू लागलं आणि मी माझ्या भाषेवरती प्रभुत्व मिळवलं. आणि जागतिक लेवलला ग्लोबल सॉफ्टवेअर कंपनीमध्ये मी आपला तसा उमटवण्याचा प्रयत्न केला. At IIT, I got fairly good marks in my first 2 years. However, a very important thing happened while I was in my third year. I came in contact with about 15 to 20 extremely brilliant students, researchers, professors from IIT, TIFR, BARC. They include top mark ranking from IIT, visiting professor in America. The writer had got good marks in 2 years IIT, but it was important thing happened in his life that he had come in contact with the foreign persons, that is the foreign lecturers, American lecturers, and the students from IIT, TIFR, and BRC. Along with those contact of the person, the writer had got perfect knowledge of the English language. लेखक म्हणतो की मी जेव्हा IIT मध्ये 2 वर्षामध्ये चांगल्या प्रकारे मार्क्स मिळालेले होते आणि त्या दरम्यानच्या वेळेला मध्ये मी वेगवेगळ्या एक्सपर्ट लोकांच्या सानिध्यामध्ये आलेलो होतो. अमेरिकन प्रोफेसर असतील, ते IFR किंवा BRC, IITचे कॅन्डिडेट्स असतील, या सर्वांच्या संपर्कामध्ये आल्यामुळं माझी त्या ज्ञानावरची असलेली पकड हळूहळू घट्ट होत गेली. University is a very renowned mathematician in the world and so on. I was instantaneously attracted to this group. This friendship had a lasting impact on my life. Until that time, I used to consider myself somewhat intelligent. However, I met my friend in our group. I came to know that the real brilliance means, and I realized that I stood. I was actually also very lucky. I came in contact with the great people of the global scale early in my life. Later in my life, when Mr. Narayan Murthy left Patni to start Infosys, I started heading Patni Software Division, occupying in the same chair. My head office was in Cambridge, Massachusetts, USA, very near Boston. It was in fact adjacent building to MIT in America. The renowned persons had come in contact with the writer, and he realized that I am also the intelligent person in English language because he had come in contact with the various persons. In the same paragraph, I had also given the example of Narayan Murthy. Narayan Murthy, the Patni Software's member or the founder. When he had come in contact with him, he also occupying him the best chair of the same company. And his head office was in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and Boston, nearby the MIT in America. लेखक म्हणतो की यामध्ये मला असं जाणवायला लागलं की मी एक्सपर्ट झालोय. या लँग्वेजमध्ये मी एक्सपोर्ट झालो, कारण वेगवेगळ्या तज्ज्ञ व्यक्तींच्या संपर्कामध्ये मी आल्यामुळं त्या तज्ज्ञ व्यक्तींचं मार्गदर्शन मला लाभलं. आणि यातच मला जी सर्वात महत्त्वाची जी जोड मिळाली, नारायण मूर्ती जे इन्फोसिसचे मालक आहेत, त्यांच्या संपर्कामध्ये मी आलो. यांचे ऑफिस वेगळ्या ठिकाणी आहेत इन्फोसिसचे. त्यामध्ये हेड पर्सन चेअरपर्सन म्हणून काम केलं. आणि त्यावेळेला प्रामुख्यानं मला जे ऑफिसची जी माहिती मिळाली, केम्ब्रिज, मॅसेच्युसेट्स, USA या ठिकाणी त्यांचे ऑफिस होते, की जे MIT अमेरिकेचं आहे त्याचे शेजारी ऑफिसेस होते. I had to visit the US every few months in those days. I used to visit MIT during lunchtime to meet my friend. There one could see the couple of Nobel laureates at the dining table. If you walked for an hour from there, you could reach the Howard Square near the Howard University. I used to visit both these universities and could talk to member of Laurel during these years. I had traveled lot to US, Europe, Japan, and Australia, and met the member great thinker and the managers gurus such as Alvin Toffler, Peter Drucker, C.K. Prahalad, Tom Peter, great technologists such as Vincent Cerf, who designed the TCP/IP, which is the basic protocol of internet. All this discussion with this great broadened my horizon. My aims worldwide become global. It had taught me humility, made me realize that I had to achieve a lot in life. The lesson in humility, hard work, as well as passion for excellence was going to play very important and vital role in my life. The writer, the writer was visiting Howard University, at the time of the lunch. Cambridge and some European, Japanese, Australian thinkers were also met to the writer. Means the writer had come in contact with them because their knowledge was really superior to the writer. So here also great thinkers of the management guru he had met on his way. And those gurus' names are Peter Drucker, C.K. Prahalad, Tom Peter. That is the basic protocol internet person. He had met on his way to achieve, and he had achieved a lot in his life in the contact with those person. That is the lesson. That is the lesson of humility, and your hard work, well passion had given him the best way on his way of life. लेखच सांगतो की मी या ठिकाणी जे मधील लंच ब्रेकची वेळ आहे त्यावेळेला मी हार्वर्ड युनिव्हर्सिटीमध्ये जात असे. आणि हार्वर्ड युनिव्हर्सिटीमध्ये जात असताना त्या ठिकाणी सुद्धा मला वेगळे एक्सपर्ट भेटले. या एक्सपर्टमध्ये प्रामुख्यानं टॉफलर आहे, पीटर ड्रकर आहे आणि व्हिन्सेंट शॉर्प आहे. ही माणसं मला भेटली. यांच्या सानिध्यामुळे माझ्यामध्ये खूप प्रगती झाली. आणि या प्रगतीमध्ये मात्र मला असं लक्षात आलं की हार्डवर्क जे आहे हे हार्डवर्कशिवाय कोणतेही काम आपल्याला पूर्ण करता येत नाही, अशी जाणीव मला या ठिकाणी झाली. आणि हा अत्यंत महत्त्वाचा रोल माझ्या दृष्टीने झाला असं लेखकाने या ठिकाणी सांगितलेलं आहे. नेक्स्ट, कमिंग बॅक टू माय ग्रुप इन IIT, my friend were not only come intelligent than me, but they were very well read. They had interest in all subjects like science, technology, sociology, psychology, economics, philosophy, anthropology, archaeology, political science, and literacy. Our group was interested in all these branches apart from our fine art, such as music, literature, painting. In short, our group are interested in almost anything under the sun. Then the writer had come back to IIT branch. Whenever he had come in IIT branch, he had also contact with his friends. They were more intelligent than to the writer, but the writer also well developed his English language, progressed his language, so he feel proud of himself. So he had studied different type of subjects like science, technology, sociology, psychology, economics, philosophy, anthropology, archaeology. All those subjects were studied by the writer in the company with his friend, and all these branches were interested by the writer. From such, he also studied the fine arts. Fine arts like a music, literature, and painting, and all members were interested almost on all those subjects under the one sun. Means all members were interested in the same thing. That meaning is explained in the line anything under the sun. लेके म्हणतो मी परत एकदा IIT मध्ये जॉईन झालो. IIT मध्ये जॉईन झाल्याचा अर्थ माझे जे मित्र आहेत, मित्राच्या सानिध्यामध्ये मी गेलो. त्यावेळेला माझ्यामध्ये असा एक वेगळ्या प्रकारचा आविर्भाव निर्माण झाला होता की मी स्वतः एक्सपर्ट इंग्रजी बोलू शकतो, अशी मनोधारणा माझ्या मनामध्ये तयार झाली. आणि त्यानंतर आमच्या मनामध्ये असणारा इंटरेस्ट वाढत गेला. त्याच्यामध्ये समाजशास्त्र, मानसशास्त्र, पुराणविद्याशास्त्र आहे, अर्थशास्त्र आहे, या सगळ्या विषयांच्या मध्ये माझा इंटरेस्ट वाढत गेला. आणि त्याच आमच्या सर्वांचा इंटरेस्ट वाढत गेल्यानंतर आम्ही एकाच छताखाली आलो, म्हणजेच अंडर द सेम सन असं कोटेशन या ठिकाणी वापरलेलं आहे. I was immediately attracted to group of the developed immense and deep interest in all these branches of knowledge. None of these subjects were part of the curriculum at IIT, but again I never studied for scoring marks in examination. Here was a sea of knowledge in front of me, which I thought was necessary to pass the examination of life, which was far more important than just passing IIT examination. It is very difficult to become master of an expert in all these subjects, but it was very important for me to understand at least basic principle of most of these subjects. Any of us could easily top the GRE examination and migrate to US. However, that thought never even touched our mind to understand the world and how it works serving India. Her people was far more important to us. The writer was attracted towards the developed immense deep interest of the subjects. But attraction is very important. But the basic principle of the knowledge was not clearly acquired by the writer. So he said that it is very tough part of the knowledge which was necessary to pass the examination. Passing is very important in each and every subject, but the basic concept or the basic knowledge acquiring is very difficult task for the writer. So each and every member from the each branch was doing his study very hard to pass the GRE examination and then migrate to US. So, but such type of the thoughts were not touched to the mind of the writer. He only understand how the work is serving India, and it is a far more important work for him. लेखक म्हणतो की कोणत्याही विषयामध्ये मार्क्स पाडणं हे ठीक आहे, पण मार्क्स पाडताना बेसिक जे नॉलेज आहे, मूलभूत जे ज्ञान आहे, ते मिळवणं अत्यंत आवश्यक आहे. तिथपर्यंत पोहोचण्याचा आमचा कधी प्रयत्न असत नव्हता. पण ज्यावेळेला मी IIT एक्झाम मध्ये पडलो, एंट्रन्सला पडलो, त्यावेळेला माझ्या लक्षात आलं की आपणाला स्वतःला मार्क्स स्कोरिंग करायला हवं, परंतु डीप नॉलेज प्राप्त करावं लागतं. आणि जे विद्यार्थी बेसिक प्रिन्सिपल जे आहे सब्जेक्टचं त्याला टच करतात, त्याच्या आधारे ते परत कोणती GRE सारखे एक्झाम पास होऊ शकतात असं या ठिकाणी सांगितलं. आणि ते एक्झाम पास झाल्यानंतर परत एकदा US ला स्थलांतर करावं लागतं. आणि मग माझ्या लक्षामध्ये आलं की या जगामध्ये असं जरी असलं तरी मला माझ्या देशाची सेवा करायची आहे, त्यामुळं माझी देश सेवा हे माझं पहिलं कर्तव्य असेल असं लेखक या ठिकाणी म्हणतोय. Therefore, I plunged into all the branches of knowledge. It was a period of renaissance for me. We used to discuss about the relating Big Bang, aesthetics, literature, philosophy, economics, and many other subjects every day until late in the night. My cupboard was full of books and variety of topics. It is only because of human curiosity that we have been able to make such a great progress in science, technology, social sciences. I have a number of limitations, but one thing I am proud of is the curiosity, humility, and humanity. That is concern for our fellow human being. I learned these values during my IIT days. I also became the firm believer in rationalism and equality for all the caste, creed, races, gender, and religion. I started treating nature as God and humanity as a religion. Finally, the writer was plunged into the various branches of the knowledge, and that was the Renaissance. That was the Renaissance period in the life of the writer. Relatively, the Big Bang of aesthetics, literature, philosophy, economics, and all other subjects. That all other subjects books were available in the cupboard of the writer. Means he was doing his study with the help of those books because of his human curiosity. Means he was very curious. He was very eager to learn the new type of the knowledge, but it has some limitations. So he had decided to study technology, social sciences, and other subjects. But He also became firm believer of the rationalism. That is the religion, races, caste, creed, color. But he only thought that the nature as a God and humanity as a religion. लेखक म्हणतो की मी ज्ञानशाखा ज्या आहेत त्या वेगवेगळ्या ज्ञानशाखा ज्या आहेत या वेगळ्या ज्ञानशाखाचं मी ज्ञान मिळवण्याचा प्रयत्न केला आणि त्याच्यामध्ये मला असं वाटलं की माझ्या ज्ञानाचा या ठिकाणी पुनर्जन्म झाला, रिवायवल झाली, अशी माझी मनोधारणा त्या ठिकाणी तयार झाली. आणि म्हणून मी वेगवेगळे सब्जेक्ट वाचू लागलो. त्याच्यामध्ये सौंदर्यशास्त्र आहे, तत्वज्ञान आहे, अर्थशास्त्र, असे वेगळे सब्जेक्ट मी त्या ठिकाणी अभ्यासू लागलो. आणि याच्यामधून माझ्या मनामध्ये क्युरियोसिटी निर्माण झाली, कारण माझ्या घरामध्ये जे कपाट आहे पुस्तकाचं ते भरलेलं होतं. त्याचं वाचन करून त्याच्यातून मिळणारं जे ज्ञान आहे ते ज्ञान मी मिळवत होतो. परंतु त्या ठिकाणी मला काय वेळेचं मर्यादा पडत होत्या. परंतु त्या मर्यादा मी हळूहळू वाढवण्याचा प्रयत्न केला, कारण मी नेहमी जो रॅशनॅलिझम आहे, तार्किकतावाद याच्यावरती माझा पूर्ण विश्वास होता. आणि म्हणून मी मनामध्ये जात, धर्म, प्रांत, कलर या बाबीचा कधी स्पर्श देखील मनाला होऊन दिलेला नाही, असं लेखक या ठिकाणी म्हणतो. आणि लेखक म्हणतो की मी स्वतःला असं समजले की निसर्ग हा परमेश्वर आहे. निसर्ग हा परमेश्वर आणि मानवतावाद जो हा धर्म आहे, या बाबी मी माझ्या मनामध्ये ठरवून टाकलेल्या होत्या. अशा बाबी लेखन आपल्या मनामध्ये म्हणतो. यानंतर अंतिम पॅरेग्राफ. आय पास IIT and joined a non-violent social movement for tribal with Sarvodaya participated in peaceful satyagraha and went to jail for 10 days. Came back to Mumbai, was jobless for a while, worked for 125 months to surprise supervisor worker at night shift in mechanical workshop. I changed the 13 houses, Mumbai, and finally studied information technology as my career, and I spent 32 years in information technology. In the last paragraph, writer says that he had passed the IIT exam and joined in non-violent social movement of the tribal of Sarvodaya. He had participated in non-violence movement, the Satyagraha in Mumbai. And in that struggle, he went to jail for 10 days. The writer went to jail for 10 days as an active volunteer. But 125 months he was supervisor work at the night shift. Finally, he had changed his rooms for 13 times. But he worked there and finally joined the career of information technology at the age of 32. लेखक म्हणतो की अहिंसा चळवळीमध्ये मी सहभागी झालो. याच्यामध्ये प्रामुख्यानं मला सत्याग्रह करावा लागला आणि सत्याग्रहाच्या नादामध्ये मला 10 दिवस तुरुंगामध्ये जावं लागलं. एकूण 125 दिवस या कामगाराच्या बरोबर मी काम करत राहिलो आणि यामध्ये मला 13 वेळा मुंबईमधलं घर बदलावं लागलं. पण अखेर मात्र मी या 32 वर्षांमध्ये माझी इन्फॉर्मेशन टेक्नॉलॉजी जॉईन केली. इथे व्हॉयेजिंग टुवर्ड्स एक्सलन्स पार्ट 2 संपतो. थँक्यू.